Hello, everyone who's hopping on. I'm gonna go ahead, start sharing my screen. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. We got some people hopping on. Hello, welcome. As you hop in, I would love for you all to go ahead and let me know what your name is. Let me know where you're watching from. So as you're hopping on, please go ahead, open up the chat, which is on that bottom black bar of your Zoom screen. I would love for you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca from Florida, Jen, New Orleans. Hello, hello. Welcome on, everyone. Carrie, or is that Kiri? Carrie, really pretty name, from Arkansas. Hello, hello. And then I want to make sure that y'all know this before we get started. Make sure to put on the chat, it will have this little blue box that says panelists. Make sure you put panelists and attendees, because then the entire group can see what you're putting in there. So make sure you change that to panelists and attendees in there. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jen. From Chicago, Dallas, Louisiana, Michelle, South Carolina. Hello. Welcome on, everyone. We'll get started in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. But while you are hopping on, I would love for you all to go ahead and please read this first screen. This is kind of like our Zoom housekeeping screen. So I just want you all to know that this is a Zoom webinar. And what that means is that we will not be able to see or hear you or see your video at all. Also, I want you all to know that all of these workshops that we do that are virtual, they will be recorded and we will be sharing them to one of our social media platforms at a later date. Also, if you need live transcription, you can absolutely have that during this webinar. Go ahead and click the CC located on the bottom black bar of your screen to enable that if you need that tonight. Also, if you have any questions at all, comments, or if you want to hype up the chat, you absolutely can. So go ahead and press that chat button. It's also located at the bottom of your screen on the black bar. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sonia. And then also, last but not least, all Zoom tech support questions, please use that link if you have any problems at all during this workshop. But hopefully y'all can hear me okay, see me okay. Fingers crossed that everything looks good. But we'll get started in 1 minute. We still have a few more people hopping on. Hello, Courtney, Janice, I hope I said that right. Nice to meet you all. Hello, hello. And please make sure that everyone is reading this welcome screen. It's got a lot of our housekeeping stuff that we're going to be doing tonight to help you navigate Zoom. Hello, Sandy. Welcome on. Okay. Alrighty, it is already 8:04 where I am at right now. So we're going to go ahead and dive in because I want to be respectful of your time tonight. So this is our academic planning workshop, and I am so excited to be your host tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself before we dive in. My name is Michaela Vardalakis, and I am our store manager at our store in beautiful Orange County, California. But I am actually at our Virginia store right now, helping out their team there. So it's been really fun to hang out with our retail team out here in Fairfax, Virginia. So if you are located in either Austin, Texas, Fairfax, Virginia, or Orange County, California, that's where our 3 retail stores are. So I'm currently at our Virginia store, but I manage our store out in California. And I also develop and facilitate a lot of these virtual workshops. So if you took one of our life planner workshops or gratitude ones, you might recognize me from there. But I used to teach 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 5th grade. I got my master's in teaching and went to grad school for it and was in the public school teaching system out in California for 4 years. So I was really, really excited to develop this workshop, and I'm really hoping that this will be helpful to those of you who could be as young as 4th and 5th grade all the way up to postgraduate school. So I'm very excited about the workshop tonight and very excited for us to dive in. Okay, now why are we here tonight? We are here tonight to provide tips and tricks to use a planner this year. And also with using that planner, help you stay organized, manage stress, and be more productive during this school year. Now, what are we covering today? So this is really going to be kind of our game plan and what we're going to be covering in tonight's workshop. First things first, we're going to talk about setting up an at-home workspace, because I know for some of you, you might be navigating online school. You might be doing a hybrid program. Maybe half of it's online, half of it's in person, or some of you might be back in person full-time going to school right now. But we're still going to talk about the importance of setting up an at-home workspace, whether that be for homework or for schoolwork or for your personal job, whatever it might be. It's really important to have that space set up for success. We will also be talking about tips and tricks for how to use your planner. We will also be showing you some examples from our EC team and how we use the academic planner. We'll also talk about things like color coding, how to use stickers, and final planning and organization tips. So those are just some of the things that we're going to be covering in tonight's workshop. But in true teacher fashion, I love a good icebreaker. So I would love for you all to go ahead and participate in a poll that I made for you all. So we're going to go ahead and launch a poll. So I would love for you to go ahead and answer these questions just so I can get to know you all a little bit more. So first question, where are you in your planning journey? Are you brand new to planning? Maybe this is your first planner that you've ever bought. Are you fairly new to planning? Or are you an expert planner and this is not your first rodeo? And what type of planner are you using for this school year? Are you using a coiled academic planner, softbound academic planner, our traditional life planner? That's what I have right here. A monthly planner, or maybe you're using another planner this year. Also, I would love to know as well, what grade level of school are you currently attending this year? Are you in middle school, high school, college, post-grad, or other? So please go ahead and answer these polls just so I can get to know you all a little bit more tonight, so I can hopefully best serve you all. And it looks like for this first question, most of the people on here are fairly new to planning, which is really exciting. Welcome to an incredible planning community. And some of you are also expert planners. Love it. I love to see it. Thanks for being here tonight. And then it looks like 42% of you have a coiled academic planner. 50% of you, what? 50% of you have a life planner? Awesome. And 12% softbound academic. Okay. And it looks like 38% of you are an undergrad. Super cool. 4% of you high school. And then other 46%. Wait, I want to know, what other grade level are you in? Elementary school? Do we have some elementary school people in here tonight? I would love to know. Go ahead and tell me in the chat because I'm just curious. You piqued my curiosity. Okay, but thank you all so much for letting me know just a little bit about you. This was really helpful, so thanks for participating. And let's go ahead and let's just continue and let's dive in. Okay. Again, in true teacher fashion, I love a good quote. So I really love this quote. It's from James Baker. He's a former White House chief of staff, Treasury Secretary, and the Secretary of State. But this quote says, proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's a lot of peace, but, but it really is a powerful quote, because if you do not prepare well going into your school year, whether it be for homeschooling, whether it be you being a teacher, or if you're in school for the first time going to college or in high school, you want to make sure that you are prepared to set yourself up for success going into a new year. So I thought this quote was perfect to kick off tonight's workshop. Now, let's dive in. So first things first, how do we set up an at-home workspace? So again, like I was mentioning when we first started this workshop, some of you might be taking classes virtually from home. Some of you might be teaching from home right now. Some of you might be doing your homework from home. Regardless, I still think it's so important to set up a space that is designated for your schoolwork or for your job, because this will really help for you to be productive and intentional when you're sitting in that space. So first things first, what are some things that you can do to help to set up that workspace? Pick out some fun school supplies. I know me personally, I always loved back to school shopping. I used to get so excited about getting like my list of things to go buy and would go and get 10 different, like 5-star notebooks and all that stuff back in the day. But I would really encourage you to pick out some fun school supplies that are going to make you excited to, do homework and do projects and lesson plan and prep and all those things. Also, you want to make sure to set up a distraction free work area. That's super, super important so that you're not wasting time and that you're being really intentional when you're sitting down in that space. It is your space to work and get stuff done. Also, you want to make sure that you are keeping your supplies within an arm's length. So I know for me, I wouldn't want to keep, like all of my class folders downstairs when my desk space is upstairs. So try to make sure that you have your workspace set out so that it's all within arm's reach, so that you're not constantly having to get up and down, messing with that flow that you might get into while you're studying or while you're doing your homework. Also, this is just a little teacher tip for you all. I think that it's really important to make sure to move workspaces from time to time. So I know for me personally, I have a really hard time just sitting at a desk and chair for 30, 45, 50, 60 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours at a time. And when I was teaching, whether it be with my first graders or my fifth graders, it was really hard for them to just stay seated in their desk for an extended period of time. So I think it's really helpful to move workspaces from time to time, especially if you notice that you're starting to get distracted or you're checking your phone or you're watching TV. You might want to just get up, get your body moving a little bit, and change your workspace up. Also, really important to adjust the lighting. I know for me, I love to study and I love to read and kind of be productive with natural light. So I always try to position my workspace in front of a window. I love to be able to look outside. I love natural light. I don't like harsh fluorescent lights. It's just not something that I enjoy personally. So make sure that you're in a space where the lighting is good for you. Also, make sure to set up comfortable seating. So back when I was teaching in the classroom, I actually had flexible seating. So I only had, I believe, 6 regular desk and chairs in my classroom. I had things like yoga balls, I had wobble chairs, I had bean bags, I had couches, because I know for me, I don't like to sit in a desk and chair for the entire time that I'm studying or doing schoolwork. I love to go to Starbucks. I love to go and switch it up with where I'm working from. And I always pick like a comfortable chair whenever I really have to sit down and focus. So just know that you don't have to have a structured desk and chair if that doesn't work for you. So I would encourage you to set up comfortable seating that works best for you. Also, something that's really helpful and important is to use a laptop or a tablet stand. So if you are on your laptop a lot, or you just don't want to be like hunched over and like looking down at your laptop, I would definitely recommend investing in a laptop or tablet stand to help you to not be hunched over while you are working. And then we did put some examples here to kind of show you some inspiration for what your desk setup could look like. And then now we're going to dive into kind of the nitty gritty stuff when it comes to using your planner. So here are some tips and tricks for setting up and using your planner this year. So first things first, if you have the academic planner or if you have one of our life planners, you will see this yearly overview page. Now, this page is really great if you kind of want to see what's going on for a year at a glance. A lot of people love to use our transparent, clear circle dots. And I wish that I had them here to show you, but those are really great to put on these pages here, or to just use different colored pens if you want to kind of color code things that are going on for the year for you. So some things that you could use this page for is marking virtual days versus in-person days for school or for teaching. Mark school in session days versus when you're on a break for school. So if you have like Thanksgiving break or ski week or President's Week off, whatever it might be for your school and your district, it's definitely helpful to kind of mark those breaks on there, especially if you're in college and you know that you're going to be traveling back home during that time. Definitely mark those in this year at a glance page. Also, you can highlight important days like birthdays, final exams, holidays, start and end of semesters or quarters, that's really helpful as well. So those are just a few ideas for how you could use this year at a glance page. And then also when we are using our planner, we really want to make sure that we're using this to record important information. So what do I mean by important information? That's such a vague phrase and term to say. So really what we can use our planners for is to record things like our class schedule, teacher contacts and preferences, classes that are in session. Like, what time are those classes? Are they real time, or do you have more of an asynchronous schedule where it's a little more flexible? So you can also put all of those things on this class schedule page if you have the academic planner. Also, you can put in important projects and exams, or helpful login and password stuff if you are doing online school. So I know that for a lot of the kiddos who I was tutoring last year, a lot of them had a lot of different logins for Zoom and for Blackboard and for all these different websites that they were using. And it can be hard to remember what all those passwords were. So this might be kind of a nice space to put those in if you have a lot of passwords for a lot of the different platforms you're using for school. Now, we're going to talk about the planning page example. So this is something that's really unique to the academic planner. So in your planner, if you flip to your month at a glance page, you will see a full monthly spread, and then you'll see something called the monthly planning page. And it will have a section on the side over here on the left for goals and events that are going on in that month, also some notes, and then a projects and exams page, which is extremely helpful, especially if you have a lot of stuff going on month to month while you are in school. So we have some examples to kind of show you of how some of our team members use these pages. So I'm not currently in school, but what I did was I tried to think about back when I was in college, which feels like forever ago. I don't want to date myself, but I went to school and then went to grad school as well. And this planner would have been so helpful. I didn't know about the brand when I was in college. I didn't hear about it until I was in grad school. So I actually used our teacher lesson planner when I was in grad school. But I tried to think back to how I would have used this planner if I was still in college at this time or was still in school. So the way that I would kind of use this left side page over here is to kind of set up some goals that I have for that specific month. If I had some special events or a special trip that I was going on, I would put that there. I'm also going to talk about a little bit later in the workshop how you can use the notes pages that are in your planner as well. And then for projects and exams, what I love about this page is I know for me personally, I would typically take anywhere from 3 to 5 classes every semester, depending on how many labs that I had for that semester. I know I had way more than just 4 projects or exams for 1 month. So the cool part is we actually have a dashboard. It's this like wet erase dashboard, and you can actually clip that into your planner, and you can write even more projects and exams on there. And we also have a notepad in this same exact format on our website. So worst case, if you need more space for this, we absolutely have those 2 products on our website if you find that you have more than just 4 projects and exams per month. But these are just some examples of how some of my team members use this page. And this is actually one of our part-time sales team members who works at my store in Irvine. And so Olivia just finished graduating high school, and she's actually starting her first semester of college, which is really exciting. So she works part-time, and she also goes to school full-time. So this is how she uses her monthly planning page. And she also uses the project and exams page every month. So she's a religious academic planner user. And that's why I feel like this planner is so great, because it does work really well for people who are in middle school all the way up to postgraduate. It really is such a versatile planner in that way. And then another one of our team members from EC Irvine is Shruti. She is actually going to San Jose State right now. She's in her senior year. She's a journalism major, and she has a lot of coursework because it's her final year, which is really exciting for her. But she also works part-time at our store right now. And most of her classes are asynchronous. So she has a little bit more flexible of a schedule because a lot of her classes are online only. But she does use the goals and events page over here on the left. And then she also uses the projects and exams page as well. So a lot of my team members at the store in California use this planner every single day. And it is like their favorite thing in the world. I personally use the vertical planner in this season of my life, but if I was still in college, this would be a great option. Now, let's talk a little bit about how we can use our monthly and weekly spreads in our planners. Now, keep in mind, even if you don't have the academic planner, you can still apply a lot of these things that I'm going to be talking about to your planner that you use. So even if you didn't get that specific planner, you could use a vertical planner in the same way, or you could use a horizontal planner or an hourly planner, the daily duo, whatever one works best for you and your planning style. A lot of these tips will apply regardless to what planner you use. So here are some things that you can fill in with your monthly and weekly spreads. You can put in daily to-dos, appointments, your class times, work shifts. If you're working a job and going to school, you do have the space to kind of write in both in your planner. Project due dates, routine tracking, workouts, meal tracking and meal planning, journaling and gratitude, which is oftentimes overlooked in our planner, goals and intentions for the week, and also social events as well. So maybe you're in a sorority, or maybe you're the head of some clubs at your local college campus, whatever it might be, you can put everything and anything inside your planner. This really can be your catch-all for everything that's going on in your life. Now, here are some planning and organizational tips with how to use your planner to set yourself up for success. So something that I would definitely recommend is pre-planning with sticky notes or pencils. So I personally don't like to write in pencil. I always write in pen. So I don't really pre-plan too much. I just go right in with the pen. And if I mess up, I just use whiteout. I know that there's some people who don't want to mess up their planner and make it look gross with whiteout. I really don't care because I use this just for me. This is for no one else. This is just for me so that I can keep everything in my life straight. But if you're someone who doesn't want to use whiteout or doesn't want to use pen, I would definitely recommend using maybe our snap-in sticky notes or getting Post-it notes and just pre-planning with sticky notes, or using a pencil as well. Also, I would definitely recommend keeping a running to-do list. So luckily, on the academic planner, it has that little to-do list for each day right on the right side. So you can kind of see it right over here. It says to do. So every day in the academic planner, it has that. But for me personally, in my vertical planner, I keep my running to-do list on the left side of my weekly spread. So this is kind of stuff that I want to get to over this next week. Also, you can use your phone as a supplement to your planner. So maybe you have a really important exam or a group presentation, whatever it might be, you can put reminders on your phone as well and kind of use that to help supplement your planner too, because you don't have to be just all digital or all paper. You can kind of combine the two together. Also, make sure you are doing monthly and weekly and daily check-ins. You want to make sure that you're checking in on what's going on with your school, with your classes, with your job, all of that. So make sure that you're checking your planner, not just on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, but I would definitely encourage you to do some daily check-ins as well. Also, I would highly encourage you to set reminders 1 to 2 weeks ahead of time for all projects and exams. So I know for me, whenever I had a big group project in school or just had a big presentation, I would be prepping and planning for that weeks in advance. And I would kind of pre-plan my month out. So I would maybe encourage you to do that using the monthly spread in your planner, and would say, hey, I'm going to start part 1 of this presentation here. I'm going to get done with part 2 here. Or maybe you're doing it on PowerPoint. So maybe finish the first the first 5 slides, like that first Monday, the next 10 slides the next week. So kind of help to break out or chunk up. Words are hard today, but I would encourage you to just kind of break apart a big project or a big task and put it into smaller chunks. That's the word that I was looking for. Wow, I'm struggling today, y'all. I apologize, but thanks for bearing with me. But that's kind of what I put in this last bullet point down here. I had it right there for myself. Why didn't I just read this? But I would encourage you to break down big projects and exams into smaller steps, just so that it doesn't seem as overwhelming and as daunting when you get that big project or that big assignment. Definitely break it down into those smaller steps just to keep yourself sane. Okay, now let's dive into some more examples of how my team uses their academic planner. So like I said, most of my team that I work with, they all use this planner and they use it religiously. So this is one of my team members, Kim, and she is actually one of our full-time store managers. And she used this planner while she was getting her teaching credential and was in grad school. So she was working full-time, getting her teaching credential, and this planner was really, really helpful for her with all of the stuff that she had going on in her life. So she was in school, working full time. So you can kind of see that she uses a mixture of different stickers, and she also likes to use our dual tip highlighters and also our dual tip markers. Those are really great for color coding, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But color coding can really be a way for you to kind of differentiate all the things going on in your life. But here's Kim's spread in her planner. Next, we have Isa, who's also one of my team members in California, and she's going to school full-time and she works 2 part-time jobs. So she works for us part-time at the store, and she also works at Starbucks as well. And she also loves to work out, loves to be social and go out with her friends too. So you can see she puts everything in her planner. You can literally see that she has all of her projects, exams, everything that's going on in her life, she writes it down in here. So I really hope that these examples kind of show you that planning is not a one size fits all. And what works for one person might not work best for you. So you really have to find and get into a groove of what works best for you and your lifestyle. Okay, now we're going to dive into the weekly spreads because I feel that these are the most helpful. So this is my personal planning spread. And I was trying to think back to, okay, how would I have used this planner when I was in college or when I was in high school? And so when I was in college back in the day, I did have a part-time, almost full-time job, and was always taking anywhere from like 17 to 20 units a semester because I was trying to graduate in 4 years and then go right on to grad school. So I always would put my work shifts with a sticker. I would definitely recommend kind of like putting whatever really important events or important things are going on. I would recommend using a sticker or a different color of like a dual tip marker or a highlighter, just so that it really calls attention to that specific thing. So I used the Mid-Century Circle sticker book when I was kind of mocking up this page. And I am a very monochromatic planner. So I kind of like everything to match and color coordinate. So I kind of went with like a blue and orange theme for this week. And I always color coded all of my classes. So I would recommend that to all of you who are in school right now. If you're taking 4 classes, I would use 4 different highlighters or 4 different colored pens and keep that color consistent all semester or all quarter long. So for me, when I was taking chemistry, I would keep all of that stuff in pink. So I literally had a pink notebook, I had a pink folder, I had pink highlighters, everything for chemistry I kept in pink so that whenever I saw that, I knew that I had something for chemistry due that day or I had a chemistry class that day. When I was taking psychology, orange, poli-sci, I would do that in yellow. I also would use my planner to write in all of my workout classes. So I would usually like to do workout classes or would go play basketball. So if you like to kind of use your planner for everything, you can see that it can definitely fit everything that's going on in your week. It's just all about taking the time to kind of map that week out. I used to do it on Sunday nights. So I would definitely recommend kind of like picking a time to map everything out for the following week. But that is just my example here. Now I'm going to go ahead and show y'all Kim's example. So again, Kim was going to school. She was getting her teaching credential and she works full time as well. So you can see she kind of put her work shifts up here at the top. And then she would kind of just write out some of the things that she had due for school in the middle, and then a running to-do list on the side. Again, she doesn't use a whole lot of color or craziness. She really used this planner in a very functional way that worked best for her in a really busy season of her life. Next, we have Olivia, who is in her first semester of college, and she also works part-time with us as well. So you can see that the way she kind of liked to break apart her planner, which I thought was actually really helpful, was she explained to me that she puts everything for work on this left side in this left box over here. And then in that middle section, she would put everything going on for school in the middle. So if you kind of want to compartmentalize your life a little bit, maybe you want to put all the stuff going on in your personal life here on the left, and then everything going on for school here in the middle. So you can kind of break apart your life into thirds if you wanted to, using the academic planner. Also, if you wanted to use a like running to-do list or running task list, you also have that here as well. So you can kind of see that she has her work shifts on the left, all of her school stuff here in the middle. And it's really what worked best for her. And these little stickers going down the side here, that's our mid-century circles washi tape. And she would always cut the washi tape in half. And that's how she made those cute little bars and brackets there. So she kind of likes to use mostly dual tip highlighters and then a little bit of washi tape, but she's really not a sticker person. So that's what works best for her and her planning style. Next, I wanted to go ahead and talk about how you can use the notes pages in your planner. So whether you have a life planner or you have an academic planner, a monthly planner, whatever kind of planner you have from us, we always incorporate notes pages into the planners. So how can you use your notes pages? You can use it for, of course, note taking. You can also use it for project or assignment notes. You can use it for budget planning if you have a budget you are trying to stick to. I know for me, I had Sally Mae loans and I had a lot of stuff going on in college. So I had to keep track of, okay, how much did I make in my paycheck? How much do I want to pay off towards my loans? Spending money too. I was trying to budget as much as I could in college, which was hard to do, but I tried to get into that budget practice. So I would encourage you to maybe use your notes pages to help you to start to develop a budget plan. Also, you can use it for things like tracking spending. You can also use it for journaling or gratitude, memory keeping, vacation or trip planning, which hopefully we all can start to travel a little bit more, but you could also use it for that too. You could use it for goal setting or books that you have read. You could also track that as well. Or also gift tracking for birthdays. But I wanted to share just one example with you all. So Kayla is one of our assistant managers at our store in California, and she actually is a college professor. She teaches at a high school and she works with us part-time. So she has 3 jobs, super busy, but she is a college professor for sign language. So she's been trying to read a lot of new sign language books to develop her curriculum for the college course that she teaches. So these are some of the books that she's been kind of trying to read. So she colors in the books that she has read when she's read them. And I thought that this was just such a beautiful way to use the notes pages. Now, for me personally, I can't draw at all, so I could never do this, but I thought it was really beautiful and really inspiring. It made me want to try to do this, but I just thought it was pretty. So I thought that I would throw that in there just to show y'all that you really can customize this planner to work in whatever way is going to work best for you. Okay, now let's talk about color coding. This is something that I think is one of the most underused tips when it comes to using a planner. When you are in school, you have a lot of things going on. You have a lot of classes, you have a lot of stuff due, a lot of assignments, homework, all of that stuff. So how do we keep it all straight? I would encourage you, like I was kind of mentioning before, to pick one color for each class, whether you use it with a sticker or a marker, a pen, or a highlighter. I would pick one color for each class and have that be consistent as you're writing in your planner, or when you buy notebooks and stuff, have your cover match whatever color you picked for that class. So if you're taking math, if you're taking geometry, whatever it might be, have math be in maroon. if you wanted it to be like that, you totally could. So you could have your math be in maroon or magenta. You could have biology be all blue. You could have chemistry be in, I don't know, chartreuse. Wow, that's such a bougie color name, but it's the only one that could come to my mind. Coral, chemistry, coral. Okay. Hopefully you are getting what I'm throwing down, but I would just encourage you to color coordinate your classes and just keep that consistent as you're writing in your monthly spreads and your weekly spreads as well. Now, for some people, they might not like to use highlighters or they might not like to use markers. So again, you can use stickers and can color coordinate with stickers as well, if that would work best for you. Now, for me personally, I use my planner for both my work and my personal life. So if you're trying to combine everything into one planner, or you have multiple jobs, you have, or you're going to school, you have kids, you have a family, if you're trying to have your planner keep everything that's going on in your life, color coding can be a great way to kind of keep everything straight, if that makes sense. So if you want to put all of your family's stuff, all of your family activities, that could be in, purple. Or if you want to color code by each child that you have, you totally could. So you could have it be like Jimmy's stuff is all in, I was about to say jam, Jimmy jam, nope. You could have all of Jimmy's stuff be in orange. You know what I'm saying, but you could really color coordinate based off of all of the different things and all of the different areas in your life. It's definitely something that I used a lot when I was in school and was really helpful with keeping track of all of my classes just by simply color coding it all. And then also, we get this question a lot, especially in the retail stores, is how do I incorporate stickers into my planner? So I just wanted to briefly mention this because some of you did mention on that poll that you're not new to planning and that you love using your planner. So if you're trying to step up your planner game and just incorporate something new into it this year, I would encourage you to maybe incorporate using stickers. So we do have some really fun themed stickers, which is in this sticker book right here. This is called our monthly sticker book. And what's cool about this specific sticker book is that all of the stickers are all color coordinated and all thematic and perfect for that specific month. So like March has a lot of rainbows and shamrocks and spring flowers, and it's beautiful. But if you're kind of worried about how do I put stickers together, the monthly sticker book is a really great place to start because it kind of just does all of the work for you and you can just put it on your monthly spread or on your weekly spread as well. Also, if you want to start to incorporate stickers into your weekly spreads, you can use stickers to call attention to important events going on in your week or in your month. Also, you can use stickers, like I mentioned before, for color coding. Or for me personally, when I started to use my planner religiously, my very first time that I really used my planner a lot was when I was in grad school, and I used the teacher planner, and I had my 6 classes going across the top, and with student teaching, and I had so much going on. And when I would look at my planner, it just got to be really overwhelming, if that makes sense. And when I saw all the stuff that I had going on, it was so easy to get overwhelmed and feel defeated immediately. But as weird as it's going to sound, if I would just put some stickers on that page, it would immediately just spark joy for me. So for me, when I was in one of the most stressful seasons of my life, which was grad school and full-time student teaching, I used stickers to spark joy. So you can use stickers just to simply make you happy, because this planner is for you. It's for no one else. It's to help you keep everything straight going on in your life. And also, what I love about stickers too is that it can really change the aesthetic of your planner from week to week. So like I said, I'm very much a monochromatic planner. So I kind of pick a color or a theme for that week, and I stick to that theme. So you can see I use our Yoda stickers, our baby Yoda stickers for this week, and I did all green and yellow. And the next week I did all neutral tones. So I really like to change up the vibe and the aesthetic of my planner week to week by using stickers. Also, last but not least, in the back of your academic planner or your life planner, there are stickers called the event stickers, and those fit perfectly in the monthly boxes, and they also fit in the weekly spreads as well. So I would definitely encourage you to use those if you want to start to incorporate stickers into your planner as well. Next, and last but not least, I do have some final planning reminders and tips for you. And then I am going to be doing a live Q&A. So I can go back to slides if you want me to go back. I can clarify things. If there were things that you weren't quite sure of what I was talking about, I can go more in depth with that. But we will be doing a live Q&A at the very end of this. But I do have some final planning reminders and tips for you all today. First things first. Planning is personal. So I just want you to know that whatever planner you decided to get this year, planning is personal and you have to do what works best for you. It does not have to be perfect. So I know that for those of you who might follow a lot of, like planner influencers or are EC squad members or are starting to look at YouTube videos or different social media platforms, and you see all these perfectly written in planners, that can be really discouraging. And you might be like, my handwriting doesn't look like that. My planner does not look like that. But I just want you to know that your planner doesn't have to be perfect. And I really would encourage you to find sustainable planning habits. So what that means is if stickers and using different colors, if that overwhelms you, don't do it. If that seems like too much work for you in this season of your life, you don't have to do it. I encourage you to find a planning routine that works for you and that is sustainable, meaning that you can consistently do it every single week. Also, I would encourage you to pick a time every week to map out your following week. So for me personally, ever since college, to be honest with you, I every single Sunday night would get out my planner and I would map out, okay, what does my week look like? When do I work? When do I have my classes? When do I have projects? When do I have homework due? I would plan out my entire week every Sunday night. And I still do that to this day. Working here, I still do that same thing because it helps me to just feel prepared going into a new week. Also, this is something that I want to encourage all of you to do, regardless of what season of life you're in, regardless of if you're in grad school or high school or college or middle school, elementary school, if you're a teacher, whatever it might be, I encourage you to build in blank space for self-care. Now, what do I mean by that? I know for me, I am a type A overachiever, perfectionist, oftentimes to a fault. I used to get this weird feeling that if my planner wasn't all the way full, I wasn't busy enough and wasn't being productive enough. So I would try to fill in every little space in my planner just to make it seem like I was busier and more productive. And I learned that I didn't schedule time in for myself and schedule time to do things that would help me to kind of decompress and unwind. So I encourage you to build in blank space in your planner where you literally don't write anything down and you can just leave time for yourself to do things that make you happy. I'm trying to get better about it in my planner by leaving some blank space in the weekly spreads just so that I don't overwhelm myself and put too much in my schedule. I want to make sure that you all leave some time for yourselves to have fun and to do things that are important for your self-care and for your mental health. Next thing, yes, Rebecca, blank spaces are okay. 100%. I'm still working on being okay with seeing blank space in my planner, but it's a growing journey, right? We're all learning and growing through it. Next thing that I wanted to encourage you all with is to focus on personal growth versus comparative growth. I know, especially for me in high school and in college, it's really easy to compare your life with everyone else's life around you. I was lucky that I didn't really grow up with social media, so I didn't have to worry about seeing that stuff online. We had like Facebook and MySpace back in my day, but I know that it can be easy. It can be easy to compare what you have going on in your life with everyone else's lives that you see online or at your school. And just, I encourage you to take some time to really think about all of the things that you have accomplished, whether it be looking at that on a daily basis. Okay, like what was a really great thing that happened today? Or what was a really great thing that happened this week? And be proud of that and celebrate those little wins along the way. Those are things that I wish I would have done more of. I wish I would have celebrated when I got an A on a paper, or when I nailed that final, or when I did awesome on that presentation. I wish I would have just celebrated and took the time to be proud of myself. Um, and that's just something that I just encourage you all to do, is to celebrate those little wins along the way, and don't compare your journey to everyone else, because you have no idea what's going on in their life and why they might be at a different point in their life than what you are. So just stay in your lane, stay strong, and celebrate all those little wins along the way. And last but not least, my final tip for you is to make sure to have fun. Your planner should not be something that overwhelms you or makes you feel more stressed out because you have to write in this thing every week. Your planner should really help you and encourage you to be more productive and to be more intentional with your time. So I just encourage you to have fun with your planner, and to definitely use social media as a resource. If you're looking for more planner inspiration, there's a lot of really great like planner YouTubers and Instagrammers who can help you to get some new ideas with how to use your planner in a fun way. So I know that that was a lot of information. We talked about a lot, a lot of things in that workshop in a very short amount of time. So I would love for you all to go ahead and drop in the chat, what questions do you have for me? Do you need me to go back to other slides? I can totally do that if I breezed through them too quickly. If you want me to clarify something that I talked about, I can do that as well. But what questions do you have for me? I'm going to start to look in the chat. Ooh, Michelle, how can you turn this planner into a content planner? Great question. So Michelle, when it comes to using the academic planner as a content planner, just kind of spitballing and thinking off the top of my head, I'm gonna actually go back a couple slides and go to the weekly spread. Here we go. So the way that you could kind of use the academic planner as a content planner is you could maybe do, if you are kind of more active on 2 different social media platforms, you could do like all of your YouTube content stuff here, all of your Instagram content here. Or if you're doing podcasting, all of your podcast stuff here, and then all of your Facebook stuff here. Whatever social media platform you want to use for content, you could kind of compartmentalize it with those little line breaks. And then you could use this daily task list as a way to kind of write out and map out what content you need to start to prep for that week. So that's just kind of a quick way that I was thinking of, that you could use the academic planner for more content planning. I'm not sure if that was helpful, or if you meant it with social media content. Not sure, but feel free to ask me a clarifying question if that wasn't helpful, but I hope it was. Do we really have no other questions? Y'all, usually we have so many questions pop up in these workshops. Please feel free to ask me anything and everything. Okay, Constance is asking, I am a homeschooler to 2 kiddos. Any advice for using the planner for them? Ooh, I love this question. Okay, how do I use this planner, the academic planner, if I have multiple kids? I would actually encourage you to use the planner with them. I would actually pick out a time every week to sit down side by side with each child, one-on-one, and would actually map out their week with them. So you both can look at their school schedule, whether it be through an online platform or if they have like a printed out syllabus. I would go through and would map out with them, okay, so we need to get through this in math this week. We need to get through this in science, this in social studies, this in language arts. And you can start to really kind of teach them and plan alongside with them. And also, I find too that when I'm one-on-one tutoring with kiddos who I used to teach, we actually schedule in brain breaks as well. So that's something that I would also encourage you to do. Brain breaks is something that I can't stress enough. It's something that I need constantly too. Even at almost 30 years old, I need a brain break. And what that means is having focused, intentional work time for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, depending on how old your kids are. Kind of depends on how much time you want to have them be working for. So let's say they're in first grade. Okay, they have 20 minutes of work time right here. Schedule in a brain break right after. And I would ask them, okay, what do you want to do on your brain break? It might be coloring. It might be playing one quick game on their PlayStation. It might be going outside, jumping on the trampoline, whatever it might be. I would encourage you to have your children pick their brain break. So for me personally, I might choose to scroll social media for just 15 minutes just to get my mind off of whatever task that I was doing. Or I might watch 15 minutes of a Netflix show that I'm currently watching. Whatever it might be, I would just encourage you to really work one-on-one with your child and talk through it with them so that they start to feel more ownership of their schedule and of their school process, if that makes sense. Not you just telling them what to do, but you're doing it alongside them. So I hope that that was helpful, Constance, and hopefully that that will help you and your two kiddos navigating homeschool. Ooh, great question. I like the highlighters. Is there any ghosting or bleeding that goes through the pages? No, not at all. If you're using our dual tip highlighters, no, they don't bleed at all. I actually use them literally every single day. Let me see if I can actually stop sharing my screen. Nope. Stop sharing my screen. There we go. Okay, hopefully y'all can see me a little bit better here, but I use the dual tip highlighters literally every single week. You can see it in my weekly planner. I love them. I love that they're a little more like neutral. They're not as like fluorescent and bright, but no, they will not bleed through the paper at all. And then Michelle asked, how can you use this planner as a home project planner or for home maintenance? Ooh, good question, Michelle. Oh, I'm trying to think. Let's see. So academic planner, how can I use that for home projects and things? Again, because the academic planner is so unique because it has that line break in between each day, I would maybe do, okay, I want to knock out our kitchen renovation here on the left side. In the middle side, these are going to be all of the other rooms that I want to knock out. So maybe compartmentalize it by room or by project. But I would definitely recommend color coding just so that you can kind of keep it all straight. So maybe if you've got projects in your kitchen, projects in your family room, color code each room of your house and then really just tackle it one thing at a time, or maybe one room at a time. I don't know if that's helpful, but I hope it is. Okay, let's see. Any other questions, y'all, before we hop off? I'll stay on for about 2 more minutes just to see if there's any other last minute questions, but I really hope that tonight's workshop was helpful for all of you and that you got some takeaways out of it. Let's see, any blank or grid pages in the planner for visual notes and mind maps? Great question. So in the academic planner, there is not any grid pages like dot grid pages or blank pages. They have a lot more lined pages in the academic planner specifically. But you could always get one of our dot grid notebooks or our dot grid dot grid or graph paper notebooks. So we have small size notebooks in the 7x9 size that are $16 or the large 8.5x11 size that are $21. And it can come with all dot grid pages or all graph paper pages. And those are really, really helpful too. Also, I love to gift those to like the kids that I used to tutor because you can personalize the cover on the notebook. So that's also a really fun thing that you could do with your kids is you could have each of them customize their own notebook and they can kind of use that for note taking or for storytelling or for journaling, whatever it might be. Those are also a really, really fun gift. Okay, let's see. Checklist. Okay. Betty, thank you so much for your time and ideas. You're welcome, Betty. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Constance, great. Thank you. This was helpful. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay. It looks like there's no other big questions that are in the chat or in the Q&A. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But I really appreciate all of you taking the time to hang out with me tonight. I really hope tonight's workshop was helpful and that you feel inspired and motivated to use your planner in a new and fun way. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night wherever you're watching from. Have a good one, everyone.